Without further ado, I'd like to start with the first artist that I want to present. The name is Paul Kiefer, or otherwise known by the art name of Paul Kiefer Art, an artist based in Napa, California. I came across this work of which I did not know the title of. Then I learned it later. It's called The Eternal Flame. Initially, I was really struck by the beautiful details that have been, I believe, perhaps deliberate, but most likely spontaneously put in there. These dots that kind of create this phrases of a volcano, which is an explosion or in action, if I may put it so. And you know, at first I found it very difficult to kind of guide myself as to which path should I follow in order for me to really go in the footsteps of the artist's hand. But then I let myself free, and then I started really letting myself get immersed into it. And I felt as if I was part of it. I was going in and I was enjoying the colors. I'm absolutely mesmerized by the layers that you've created by putting these dots or these splashes of the volcano flowing. I see it in a flowing state. But I also love that cold feeling that you've thrown in here. Perhaps it's because of the darker shades that you've incorporated here, Paul. And I think that was the last seal or the last nail that really sealed this love or this admiration for this art of work. I want to say a few words before I play the music. These are Paul's words. Paul says that this particular piece is very special and accidental in a way, and that can be repeated. It came at a moment when I was feeling very creative, yet in short supply of some basic art supplies. So I gambled with the random elements I had on hand, and it seemed to pay off. For example, I had no white paint, but I found some old and questionable cream-colored house paint in the garage that I added to the paint mix, which seemed to speckle through the other colors, creating a confetti-like effect. I wanted something warm and inviting and yet striking. Thank you for these details. I normally do not read the details because I really want to preserve that initial state of dissecting the work. But now that you shed more light, that'll affect the dynamics of my piece. Here's the music. Paul, I want to thank you for this beautiful experience that you've gifted to me. You know, I just want to close it on a short note. I'm explaining to you a few words about the motifs and the harmonies that I've chosen to hear. So hopefully, when you listen to it, you'll bring this to your mind and you'll actually understand deeper the music that I dedicated to this piece. So there were two elements that really provoked music in my head. One was the toning, the colors that you've chosen, which really gave me that feel of warmness and coldness, and that's why I tried to keep them close but put some drastic contrast so you can hear it when you hear it. So you'll hear these subtle changes that in fact are very contrasting but yet connected by the rhythm and the state of flow. You know, I wanted to really express that, and my motion throughout the piano, sometimes imagining this was a string ensemble, really drove forward everything that I poured onto the piano in terms of dynamic and volume and tempo and all the rest. So thank you again. It's a wonderful work, and I love your spontaneity here and your flexibility, and I believe it was for the better that it happened like that you found yourself short of supply, because I think this is a wonderful work. Thank you, thank you. We go to another artist. She comes